Happy Veterans Day to you too.
How are you braving this cold, Your Excellency?
Well, for me, it's not very cold.
Tell me more.
Well, I am excited to be with you tonight on Her Say, live tonight on TV47.
Most definitely. And once again, thank you so much for having us. We shall get back to you in a few minutes, Your Excellency.
Great,
Thank you. All right. And there you have it. She shall join us shortly on this broadcast. But first, let's take a look at the highlights.
Hiyo ninasema tumefanya uchunguzi na wiki ijayo mtatoboa.
Azimio leader Raila Odinga promises to expose rampant corruption linked to the high fuel prices in the country.
The president and ourselves, we want people to criticize us, to correct us where we are wrong.
DP Gachagua slams ODM leader Raila Odinga, telling him to concentrate on constructive and fair criticism. And floods continue to wreak havoc in several parts of the country as 25 people, including 12 children, are rescued in Tana River.
Welcome to the broadcast. We invite you to engage with us on our social media handles at TV47 News on X, TV47 Kenya on Facebook. My personal handle on X is at Grace Kuria KE. My name is Grace Kuria Kanja. Once again, welcome to the broadcast. Now, the torrential rains experienced in various parts of the country have resulted in fatalities, displacements, and the destruction of infrastructure. The latest casualty is the Garissa-Modogashe Road, which has been washed away by floods. And as Elizabeth Atieno kicks us off tonight, numerous lives have been lost due to drowning, with the search for the body of a 70-year-old man from Kitui County intensified.
Garissa-Modogashe Road is now completely submerged, with a section of the road at the Malmin area cut off due to the ongoing heavy rains in the northeastern part of Kenya. Buses traveling along the Nairobi-Garissa-Wajir route had their journeys abruptly halted following the destruction of the road, rendering it impassable.
Tangu China imalize barabara, si mara kwanza ndio imekatika, ni mara ya pili imekatika. Sasa hii mzigo sasa tutapeleka wapi? Mzigo ndio inaharibika hapa. Na tunaenda Wajia, kutoka hapa tena mpaka Wajia, barabara imekatika kila mahali. Motorists
and locals are strongly advised to refrain from wading through the flash floods.
In the entire region, 14 people have lost their lives, and this is particularly caused through drowning. So I'm cautioning the members of the public to avoid waterlogged areas.
Over 30,000 people have been displaced across the northeastern region. Those from Mandera South and Wajir North are in urgent need of relief supplies.
In Garissa town, we have 4 camps with over 1,000 people. They are receiving non-food items. They have received clean water.
In Kitui County, the search continues for the body of a 70-year-old man who drowned at River Itekete on Monday night.
Kwa bahati mbaya, hiyo siku kama mwendo wa saa 3 saa 4, kuna mzee mmoja wa hapa Kaluni ambaye anaitwa Mutuko, anajaribu kuvuka mto kuelekea nyumbani na akazobwa na maji.
On Saturday, Kenya Red Cross rescued 25 people, including 12 children, from Feji village in Tana River County after their houses were submerged.
Kwa sasa hivi tumeweza kuokoa watoto 6 na kina mama 2 ambao tumeweza kutoa katika mashamba haya sehemu hii ya Tana River, na bado kuna wengine wengi ambao wamekwama katika mashamba haya.
In its 7-day cumulative rainfall forecast from 7th to 13th November, the Kenya Meteorological Department predicts heavy rains ranging from 100 to 120 millimeters in the eastern and northeastern parts of the country. However, the amount of rainfall is likely to reduce during the second half of this forecast period. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47.
Thank you, Elizabeth Atieno, for that. Now, tonight, Azimio coalition leader Raila Odinga has threatened to expose a scandal in the ongoing government-to-government fuel deal known as G2G between the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. Now, Odinga, who spoke in Siaya County during the launch of ODM nationwide recruitment drive campaign, claimed certain individuals in the government are reaping benefits from the deal while Kenyans continue to suffer from the high cost of living. Odinga further accused President William Ruto of misleading the nation during his State of the Nation address. Apollo Kamau reports.
In a week marked by the opposition's criticism of the government for the escalating cost of living, Azimio coalition leader Raila Odinga has threatened to expose what he claims is a scandal in the government-to-government oil deal with the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. The deal, aimed at mitigating exchange rate volatility, is allegedly benefiting certain individuals in the government, while Kenyans bear the brunt of the high cost of living.
Kenya government is now buying oil from Saudi Arabia na serikali ya Emirates. Sasa kile hiyo ni njama ya kunyanyasa wa Kenya. Hiyo bei ambayo wanauza hiyo mafuta katika kila lita wameweka shilingi 30 juu. Each and every liter of oil which they are selling, they are eating 30 shillings. They have loaded 30 shillings in each and every liter. That is to say, if 1 liter is costing 217 shillings, it should cost 187 shillings. Here nasema tumefanya uchunguzi na wiki ijayo mtatoboa.
Tanzania's decision to reduce fuel prices on November 1st, in alignment with the global decrease of oil prices by 5.86% and a 13% reduction in premiums for importing petroleum products, has irked the opposition. Additionally, Uganda's cessation of purchasing petroleum products from Kenya, citing inflated prices by middlemen, further angering the opposition. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni stated the move was meant to caution Ugandans.
Watanzania wamerudisha bei ya mafuta chini na shilingi 30 kwa lita ya Kenya. Naona hiyo. Soko gani ambaye bwana Churchill ananunua na Watanzania wananunua kwa soko gani? Soko ni moja. Soko ni moja. Mimi nataka kuambia nyinyi. Bwana Museveni amesema sasa yeye atawacha kupitisha mafuta yake hapa Kenya. Amesema atawacha kwa sababu gani? Amesema they do not want to pay Kenyan corruption.
The recent revision of identity cards, passports, birth and death certificates charges has sparked an uproar. Odinga accusing President Ruto of misleading the nation on maize flour prices during his State of the Nation address this week.
In Kenya, you cannot afford to be born now. And if you are born, you cannot afford to be educated. And if you're educated, you cannot afford to be sick. And if you fall sick and are treated, you cannot afford to marry. And if you marry, you cannot afford even the marriage certificate.
The launch of the ODM nationwide recruitment exercise is perceived as a response to counter UDA infiltration in the Luo Nyanza region. Odinga is expected to lead similar exercises in other regions to counter recent defections that have tarnished the ODM's reputation while infusing new energy.
From here today, we are going to embark on a journey for ODM to reclaim its rightful position as the most progressive political movement.
ODM is expected to conduct its grassroots elections in March next year. Apol Kamau, TV47.
Right, thank you so much, Apollo Kamau, for that. And moving on, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has disapproved statements by opposition leader Raila Odinga regarding the president's State of the Nation address. Odinga accused the Kenya Kwanza government of falling short on its commitments to the people. However, Gachagua has dismissed Odinga's claims, telling him to concentrate on constructive criticism. Here is Willie Dennis Njiro with more.
Speaking during his coastal tour on Saturday, the deputy president strongly criticized opposition leader Raila Odinga for accusing the government of failing to fulfill promises related to the high cost of living for Kenyans. The DP called for constructive and fair criticism of the government's policies and actions.
We want to appreciate constructive criticism from church leaders, from everybody. Let them watukosoe pahali tumefanya makosa. But let us be consistent. If you are offering criticism now, it is good and it is healthy. But we would have expected you to talk that time. Wakati hiyo alikuwa muoni, hamusikii, saa ndio mumefunguka macho ndio munaona ndio munasikia. Let us be consistent in whatever pronouncements we make.
He emphasized the Ruto's administration commitment to economic revival and urged the public to exercise patience. He defended President Ruto's frequent foreign travels, asserting that the head of state is actively seeking for partnership to supplement tax revenues for national development.
Akienda kutafuta pesa ngambo, alete wanasema anatembea sana. Sasa wanataka aende wapi? Which is which? Rais anatembea kwa sababu zile pesa tunaokota kwa ushuru haitoshi matumizi ya serikali. Lazima rais atafute marafiki Amerikani, China, kwa Arabu, Ujerumani, Ufaransa, atembee. Na hii matembezi ya rais imeanza kuzaa matunda. Na hivi karibuni mtaanza kuona na tutamtangazia.
In response to South African opposition politician Julius Malema's criticism of President William Ruto and his administration, Gachagua chided Malema, saying foreign visitors should appreciate Kenya's tourism resources and refrain from interfering in Kenya's affairs.
Nimeona hata mtu mwingine ametoka South Africa, hajui Kenya, ameingia tu asubuhi ameanza kusema mambo ya Kenya. Tungetaka kuambia wageni wakitembea waheshimu viongozi wa ile nchi wametembea. Sisi tumetembea nchi za ngambo na tunaenda tunakaa, hatuwezi kumtusi rais wa nchi ya ngambo. Hatuwezi ingilia siasa ya huko. Huyu amekuja ni mjuaji, amefika asubuhi. Saa 8 mambo ya Kenya anajua hata kuliko sisi. Simulimusikia yeye. Na pale kwao nilikuwa hapo December. Rationing ya stima ni 7 hours. Na sisi hatuongei.
Gachagua emphasized the steadfast commitment of the Kenya Kwanza administration to promoting growth in various sectors, especially agriculture. For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiro.
Thank you, Willie Dennis Njiro, for that. Now, moving on, and a shipment of petroleum products valued at 17 billion shillings currently stationed at the Kipevu terminal in the port of Mombasa is embroiled in controversy involving two entities. Now, Galana Energies Limited and ANS Import and Exports Company Limited, both asserting ownership of the products. Adding a twist to the tale, Anne Njeri, the import director at ANS, has gone missing after recording a statement about the matter at the DCI headquarters in Nairobi. Now, Paul Muniu presents the intricacies of the story.
Due to the current procurement framework wherein the Kenyan government directly sources fuel from other governments, AN was obligated to obtain a permit to sell petroleum product to the government and an additional shipping permit from EPRA. However, when consulting a shipping agent company, AN was surprised to discover claims that the shipment belonged to Aramco and Galana Energy.
Where did they appear from? How can they now claim that they are the ones who owned this and they have got a paper trail of money? Why aren't they showing it? And now they are questioning and saying who she is and where she got the money from. How is it their business? How can Ramco and Galana question where she got her money? That is not their business. The only thing that is a business right now is that they should stop stealing fuel that belongs to a person because she's a lady and they're wondering where she got money from.
Subsequently, she filed a lawsuit in the High Court of Mombasa. The court issued orders to the Kenya Port Authority, Kenya Pipeline Company and Galana Energies, refraining any offloading of the cargo before the matter is heard on 14th November.
That ship had started removing the fuel yesterday. Remember, there is a court order to that effect. And I have sent a similar court order to Mr. Birech yesterday in the morning, so the state cannot say that they are not informed. A copy of the order has been given to Mr. Birech.
On the contrary, Galana Energies, the first defendant, represented by the CEO, asserts that no individual can import petroleum into the country without a license or a transport agreement. As of 9th November 2023, no licenses had been issued by EPRA to ANS company. Galana further contends that the claimant failed to demonstrate authorization to import refined petroleum product for sale in Kenya and provided no evidence of eligibility to participate in the open tendering system, among other issues. Galana urges the court to dismiss the claimant's application, emphasizing that the consignment is vital for meeting the country's fuel requirements. On Thursday, 9th November 2023, Anna Njeri Njoroge visited the DCI headquarters to record a statement, but allegedly went missing.
After recording a statement when she was to leave, she was blocked by a Mr. Kibet and some other 2 officers. Since then, we have not seen Anne. We have tried to look for her. We do not know where she is. We do not know which station. We do not know whether this is the same disappearing acts that used to happen with the previous government that has started at this particular moment.
Paul Muniu, TV47, Mombasa.
Right, thank you, Paul Muniu, for that. So this next one is actually a developing story because Kenyans have been plunged into total darkness as several parts of the country experience electricity outage. Now, in a statement, the Kenya Power Distributing Company says the cause of the extent of the outage is still unknown. This comes just 2 months after the country witnessed the longest nationwide power outage in Kenya's history. The government-owned power company blamed the outage on failure at Africa's largest wind farm in Turkana. And of course, we shall keep you up to date soon as KPLC explains just what is happening. Now listen, TV47 has scooped the Best Business News Dissemination Broadcaster Award. I want to take that again. TV47 has scooped the Best Business News Dissemination Broadcaster Award at the inaugural Business Leadership Awards 2023. The award seeks to celebrate leaders in every sector in the business industry, whether it is a single business entity or a large business with hundreds of staff like ours. Now, the award, which recognized TV47 as one of the fastest growing media stations, was presented to the company leadership by former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka.
You guys are doing great in our avenues. It's one of the fastest growing TV in Kenya, and we love to watch your programs. And this is the team behind the beautiful things that happen there. Congrats for the good work.
Indeed, congratulations to us, TV47, for scooping the Best Business News Dissemination Broadcaster Awards. Now let's move on, and police in Machakos County have launched a manhunt for a boda operator after he allegedly stabbed 2 brothers, resulting in the instant death of one and leaving the other one seriously injured. And now residents have raised concerns about the runaway insecurity attributing to the influx of foreigners in the area. Vera Alberta with the details.
In Kangundo, Machakos County, an air of sorrow and uncertainty enveloped residents as they witnessed a horrifying scene. A 56-year-old man met a brutal end while his brother suffered injuries inflicted by a rogue motorbike operator. A relative of the victims revealed that the two had boarded the motorbike, intending to report the hitting of their brother by another motorbike at the Kangundo police station.
Kaambia wale wengine ndugu zake walikuwa pamoja na yeye waingie kwa hiyo bike ndio tuje tuandikishe police station. Nikapigiwa simu nikaambiwa yule ndugu mwingine wake ni mkubwa yake amedungwa na kisu na ametuacha.
Susan Dauti, a resident, recounted being drawn to the crime scene by loud screams and commotion.
Fika tikakuta watu wakipika ndulu kabisa, tukasikia ni wasichana wa mtu ameuawa hapa kwa Kituneni. Nataka tuwekewe mlikamwisi kwa sababu wanafanyiwa kisa mingi kabisa. Kuna watu wamepikiwa hapa, wengine wakapikwa tukasikia hapa ni baba, tunataka tuwekewe mlikamwisi.
An infuriated resident expressed concern that an influx of immigrant workers from different countries has contributed to an increase in the crime rate.
They are the one who are conducting those heinous crime. And the area right now as we speak it's very dark because there is no light. There is no light.
Residents called on Interior CS Kithure Kindiki to intervene and ensure security is restored in the crime-ravaged area.
Kama wakazi wa Kituneni, Tala, Kangundo, tunasema ya kwamba tunahitaji haki. Maana wananchi wa kawaida ndio wanaumia na ndio wanaisha. Na hivi sasa familia inalia na inataka haki.
Police have launched investigations into the matter. Vera Alberta, TV47.
Thank you, Vera Alberta, for that. Now, the spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, has actualized the National Police Service uniformed mass wedding for 32 couples at the Embakasi Police Training College in an event witnessed by families and friends of the police officers. Take a look.
Kiss the bride, kabisa, vizuri tu.
A total of 32 simultaneous kisses sealed 32 marriages today in a grand event where Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, the spouse of the Deputy President, officiated the National Police Service uniformed mass wedding at the Embakasi Police Training College. In a celebration filled with pomp and color, the spouse of the Deputy President emphasized the significance of officiating these marriages as a crucial first step in safeguarding families.
When you agree to legalize the marriages that you have today, it would not only resolve the issue of legitimacy of your marriage, but it also secures your wife and your children upon an eventuality or unfortunate situation which happens to all of us, and especially in your line of duty.
The youngest couple among the 32, Eric and Alice Morori, officiated their marriage today, with the groom highlighting the challenges they faced in organizing a wedding due to financial constraints.
Since tulisaidika na kuna pesa fulani ilikuwa imetengwa for this occasion to happen, at least in a cut cost.
Expressing their joy, many of the couples termed the event as a restoration of their marriages.
Tunafurahia Excellency kutuchangamsha kama sisi officers. So leo tumeunganishwa kama familia.
Looking forward as a fraternity to see more coming.
Pastor Dorcas announced that her office would host the annual uniformed weddings, aligning with the agenda of promoting family values in the office of the spouse of the Deputy President.
We plan to hold uniform weddings annually for those who desire it.
We release blessings and prosperity to come your way.
Kisewa Emory, TV47.
Right, and over 500 kilograms of BAMB have been seized in Moticho area in Kisii County following a tip-off from the members of the public. Police say 5 people have been arrested following the operations and are expected to be arraigned on Monday.
Early Saturday morning, authorities intercepted these 3 vehicles in Moticho area of Kisii County, discovering a haul of more than 500 kilograms of cannabis.
Our officers were able to move swiftly, and the 3 motor vehicles were found One of them had a mechanical problem, and the other motor vehicle was trying to tow this other motor vehicle.
DCI officials acting on a tip-off from locals who complained about frequent drug transportation to South Mugirango Ward in Nyamarambe sub-county executed the successful operation.
The street value has not yet been established, and we are investigating to establish where this cannabis sativa was being brought from and where it was heading to.
5 individuals have been arrested and are currently detained at the Nyamarambe police station awaiting further investigation.
Nobody will be spared in this war against drugs or substance abuse. So we are still following those leads, and whoever he will be found will be dealt with according to law.
The county commander said this is the 4th incident in less than a month where a significant consignment of drugs has been seized. Sheila Chelangat for TV47.
To the world of sports now, and Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba has set aside 3.7 billion Kenya shillings to fight doping in the country. Ababu was speaking during a stakeholders and administrators sensitization meeting at the Kipchoge complex in Nandi County as he declared that the war on doping was now entering a disruptive phase where the government will be implementing upskilled countermeasures to tame this scourge, giving a warning to all rogue agents, coaches and trainers facilitating doping amongst athletes, declaring an enhanced war on the doping menace in the country.
The athletes who are running away, we are starting to get their information. Which camp are they from? Who are their coaches? Who are their agents? Who are their managers? What time do they train? So that we can then now be able to raid in on those camps, because maybe it is something that athletes of a particular camp are used to doing, and we can be able to work together with other institutions to ensure that we have either closed that camp or we have sanctioned them. So that is why we need to get information.
And that is why, as a government, we have declared total, relentless, unwavering, unequivocal, and ambiguous war on doping. Our mantra in government is zero tolerance to doping. Zero doping. Because we must protect this proud heritage, we must protect this proud pedigree. And we have gone the extra mile in that war. This is the first government, this government led by His Excellency William Ruto, is the first government, number one, to identify the anti-doping war as a strategic national interest.
Gor Mahia registered a barren draw against newly promoted side Murang'a Seals in the FKF Premier League match played at the Moi Sports Centre, Kasarani, after receiving a 42-seat modern bus donation from ICT CS Eliud Owalo. Kogalo are hoping to extend their joy in the match against the Seals, but they failed to find the target at full time. Speaking during the handover ceremony, ICT Cabinet Secretary Eliud Owalo said the club will now switch focus on owning a clubhouse and a stadium.
Ukicheza kila wakati ukicheza away lazima ulinde kwako kwanza. Na kwa mechi zote zile nimekuwa nikicheza tunakuwa tumepanga. Filosofi yangu ni defense is a must, we attack when we can. Na hiyo ndio filosofi nimekuwa nikifanya kutoka nikiwa Mathare, nikiwa timu zote. So kudefend ni lazima. Nafikiria Gor Mahia ni timu ya zamani na ni wazee ambao wamekaa kwa hii ligi, wamekuwa machampions mara mingi. Sisi ni vijana bado, wale tunakuza. Wale ni vijana ninakuza waweze at least kufika level hizo Gor Mahia walifikia.
Like it just had to come, but you know, so we're frustrated that we're not able to convert what was at times really good play, and you felt that energy. The crowd appreciated it as well, because you felt that energy coming back from the crowd at some of our passages of play, but we just weren't able to get it over the line, and you know, it's very